What's good people? Welcome back to the Modern Man Africa YouTube channel. First things first, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you that watched, liked, commented, and subscribed on my previous video. You guys are my OG day ones, and I'm humbled by the support and your kind words. It's currently my best performing video, and I'm hopeful that it will pave the way to bigger and better things. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So with that in mind, strap yourselves in and let's go the distance. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the girlfriend allowance and how that idea has caught on and infected the minds of African women.
Allowance? I allow you to live here. I allow you to eat my food. I allow you to burn up my electricity.
I mean a money allowance.
Despite being constantly reminded of how strong and independent or how stunning and brave these modern women are, it always boggles my mind how a fully grown adult can willingly choose to infantilize themselves by accepting money from men to support their lifestyles. Ladies, how are you living before the girlfriend allowance? You know what? I don't want to know. I can imagine their angry comments in the comment section already. You're just jealous nobody's giving you money. If you're broke, just say that. You can't afford to give me a girlfriend allowance? Oh my God, you're so dusty. As true as those statements may or may not be, they don't preclude us from diving deep into the inner sanctum of the delusional minds of modern women. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into this.
So how much was your allowance? Just in case other guys want to know, what's the minimum entry?
Oh, but this was the real bag, hey?
So what was the allowance?
This was the real bag.
Yeah, what was the allowance?
It was maybe 50 every week.
Whoa! Stop the cap. 50,000?
For sure.
Are you kidding me? What?
Pela Life was like almost around that amount.
So this guy was giving you 50K a week?
Yeah, just
That's
for staying home. I wasn't a DJ. I wasn't really an influencer.
These African women might possibly be the most delusional iteration of the modern woman, because not even day-to-day objective reality is enough for these women to adjust their expectations of men to something remotely close to what is available. For context, the reality of the situation is this. South Africa is the most unequal society on the planet, meaning there's nowhere else that has a greater income gap between the haves and the have-nots. There are more people living off government assistance here than those who pay taxes. So while this young lady claims she received the equivalent of close to $3,000 weekly for a girlfriend allowance, many have questioned the veracity of this assertion, while others have straight up rejected this claim as the murmurings of a modern day clout demon. I don't know, gents. You decide. What's worse is she's not alone.
Yeah, I once had a girlfriend allowance. I once had a girlfriend allowance, and Shane was cute.
What's cute?
He used to give me 50K a month.
That's very cute.
I was
good.
happy.
Yeah.
Yo, I was
and
so
it's like
happy.
it's like it sorted out everything for you at the
You
time.
know, like it Bendy cute.
Now, what's the girlfriend allowance
That I'd want.
that would work for you now?
Hey,
If 50K worked for you then, and I don't know when then was.
the girl is expensive now, so I mean, child, if you can give me 100K, that would be cute.
Who do you hope is listening right now?
I'm not done in mind.
If you were giving me like at least 450K a month,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
we would be like, I wouldn't bother you. I wouldn't bother you.
Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Which man in South Africa is gonna give you 450,000 rand?
I'm saying
a
like
month.
we're gonna work on the
450,000 rand a month.
it's
I mean, I would love that child, but
it's not impossible.
I know it's not.
And maybe it will motivate your guy
I
to
know
like
it's
work
not.
even harder.
But
and
which
whatnot.
percentage can do that?
Hakiti, Mari. I saw they don't, you know.
First of all, shout out to Mihlali, because that is the perfect reaction to have when somebody tells you that they want a $26,500 a month girlfriend allowance. Not only would that be unlikely to find here in Africa, but that is rare in the United States and other first world countries. Let that sink in a bit. I want you to pay close attention to the disdain and contempt with which she describes receiving the equivalent of $3,000 a month in girlfriend allowance.
And Shame was cute.
What's cute?
He used to give me 50k a month.
That's very cute.
Ah, shame. It was cute. He used to give me 50k a month. Although they both try clean up their reflex response by feigning appreciation, it does, however, seem a bit contrived. Based on my observations, women who receive a girlfriend allowance have this air of not respecting men and only respect what men can do for them. There's a fine line between honoring your masculine imperative of provision and blindly being a simp. It saddens me to report to the International Brotherhood that we may have a continental simp epidemic on our hands in Africa if a clear distinction isn't made between the two. Women who chase and receive a girlfriend allowance end up getting passed around because their primary concern isn't building a long-term functional relationship, it's chasing a financial benchmark. The problem with that is, as many successful entrepreneurs, professionals, and business people will tell you, the path to success and wealth often ebbs and flows, much like everything else in life. It's seldom ever a straight line to that type of disposable income. With every downturn that each man experiences along his journey to wealth creation, these women end up racking up a massive body count because they're forced to jump from one guy to the next guy to the next guy to find a suitor that meets their girlfriend allowance criteria, until eventually they're forced to retire their coochies or drop their standards once they inevitably hit the wall.
So I started dating affluent men quite early. I think when I was 20, 21, I was already in a relationship with a multimillionaire. I had an allowance. I had nice things. I was flown out, the work, until I cheated. And he found out. I left that relationship with nothing. And I'm not saying that I should have gotten one of his cars or one of his houses or whatever, but I literally saved nothing. When I look back at it now, I'm like, yo, that is crazy. Like, I literally saved nothing. All I got out of the relationship was like weeks. Anyway, so after I got dumped, I continued dating affluent men. It was very easy for me to attract them. But my issue is I had never learned my lesson. And I dated another guy and I cheated again. And I got dumped again. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So let me quickly explain how I kept getting caught. Né? First of all, affluent men, they all kind of know each other, especially here in South Africa. They all kind of know each other. So the first time it happened is I went somewhere where they knew very well that I was girlfriend of this other person. And literally, I went in, saw a familiar face. That guy looked straight in my face, picked up his phone, and I knew that he was calling my man. So the second time, once again, small circle, I went somewhere with someone, and literally my boyfriend saw me.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Gents, in a world where a woman would, God forbid, cheat, I would much rather that happen if I wasn't paying a monthly YAMS subscription fee, which is essentially what a girlfriend allowance is. Believe it or not, but a girlfriend allowance doesn't benefit anybody, including the person receiving it, especially over the long term, because responsibility and accountability often take a back seat to complacency and entitlement. Women who receive a girlfriend allowance often stop doing things for themselves and start to depend entirely on the sucker, man, to provide everything for them. The problem with ordinary women wanting a girlfriend allowance is that it emboldens regular 4, 5s and 6s into thinking they're entitled to the perks of being 9s and 10s, when nothing could be further from the truth. If you don't believe me, check this out.
I used to think a boy giving you 500 for lunch was a lot.
Jesus Christ.
5,000 was Christmas. But I am clearly not in the correct spaces or circles. So, Mihlali, next video, secrets on how you do it, girl. We're waiting.
Alright guys, what are your thoughts from the male perspective on a girlfriend allowance? Have you paid it in a previous or current relationship? If you haven't, would you consider paying it going forward? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, please hit the like and the subscribe button because it helps with the YouTube algorithm as I'm trying to grow this channel and eventually get monetized. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to watch this one over here where I discuss more modern women delusions from the African continent. Thanks for watching. Peace.